Imagine a thin, elongated country stretching along the coast of Southeast Asia in the shape of the letter S. That is Vietnam, home to nearly 98 million people. As of 2024, this land covers approximately 330,000 square kilometers, slightly larger than Germany. As you travel from north to south, the climate, the culture, and even the food changes. But that is not the most interesting part. The most interesting part is that this country has undergone one of the most remarkable transformations in the world over the last 50 years. Let's take a closer look. Vietnam is a country that attracts millions of tourists every year. Its beaches, rice fields, and historic cities are breathtaking. But there is a reality that many tourists do not see, or do not want to see. Just as Thailand became a symbol of sex tourism, Vietnam too lives in the shadow of this industry, particularly in its major cities. In cities like Ho Chi Minh City, Hanoi, and Da Nang, hundreds of thousands of women engage in sex work due to economic hardship or desperation. Official figures undercount the scale, but research suggests the true number is far higher. Many of these women are young girls who leave rural areas in search of work in the big cities only to find themselves trapped. The government periodically launches large-scale crackdowns, but the root of the problem remains untouched. Because this is not simply a moral issue, it is a deep inequality issue. And right at the heart of that inequality, Vietnam's economic miracle rises. Until 1986, Vietnam was an isolated country struggling in poverty. Then came a decision that changed everything, the Doi Moi, or renewal, policy. Through these reforms, Vietnam opened the doors to a free market while keeping its socialist framework intact. The results were extraordinary. Over the past 30 years, tens of millions of people were lifted out of poverty. In the 1990s, more than 60% of the population lived below the poverty line. Today, that figure has fallen below 5%. This transformation is recorded as one of the fastest economic miracles in history. But this growth does not stay confined to numbers. It spills out onto the streets. Have you ever heard about the traffic in Ho Chi Minh City? In the early morning hours, the city transforms into a massive river made almost entirely of motorcycles. This city of over 8 million people has approximately 8 million motorcycles, nearly one per person. Locals say that pedestrians have developed a special technique for crossing the street. Stop, take a breath, walk slowly, and never panic and run. The motorcycles see you and flow around you. It sounds unbelievable, but it actually works. Let's not get too caught up in motorcycles, because that is far from the only fascinating thing about Vietnam. Vietnam is one of the world's largest coffee exporters, sitting just behind Brazil in second place. But Vietnamese coffee is something else entirely. Kia Phi Trung, egg coffee. Sounds a little off-putting at first, but most people who try it are completely won over. A creamy foam made from whipped egg yolk and sugar is poured over strong black coffee, creating a sweet, velvety drink unlike anything else. The man who invented it did so in the 1940s in Hanoi, when milk was scarce, and he turned to eggs as an alternative. Today, that coffee has become a symbol of the city itself. And when we talk about symbols, we cannot skip Vietnam's history. Vietnam is one of the countries that has endured perhaps the longest and most grueling wars in modern history. The struggle against French colonialism, then the civil war between North and South Vietnam, then the legendary resistance against the world's most powerful military. The Vietnam War ended in 1975 with the reunification of the country, but the scars of that war have never fully healed. Landmines still lie buried beneath fields. In some regions, forests still carry traces of chemical agents from the war era seeping into the soil, and this legacy continues to affect the lives of hundreds of people every year. So how can a society that has endured so much still be so cheerful? Vietnam consistently ranks among the top countries in happiness studies. In some editions of the World Happiness Report, it appears among the happiest nations in Asia. Experts attribute this to a few key factors: strong family bonds, a sense of community, and hope for the future. The vast majority of Vietnamese people believe that the next generation will live better than they do. And that belief, against all odds, keeps people going. That belief is not unfounded because Vietnam is genuinely changing. The technology sector is growing rapidly. Giants like Samsung, Intel, and LG have relocated their factories to Vietnam. Today, a significant portion of the smartphones used around the world are manufactured there. The young population places enormous value on education. In PISA exams, Vietnam consistently outperforms many European countries. When these results were first published, the world was stunned. How could a developing country achieve better educational outcomes than wealthy nations? The answer lies partly in culture. In Vietnam, education holds an almost sacred status. Families sacrifice everything for their children's schooling. After-school tutoring, summer courses, weekend study sessions. For some children, this pressure becomes overwhelming, but the results speak for themselves. Engineers, software developers, and academics coming out of this country are beginning to gain recognition worldwide. But Vietnam's transformation is not only about education. Gastronomy plays a role too. Vietnamese cuisine is among the lightest, freshest, and most wholesome in the world. Pho soup, banh mi sandwiches, fresh spring rolls. These are no longer found only in Vietnam. They appear in restaurants across the globe. But what is truly remarkable is this. Vietnamese cuisine also tells the story of a nation. The banh mi, a sandwich made with French-style bread, is a direct legacy of French colonialism and a vivid example of cultural synthesis. Colonialism left behind a painful past, but the kitchen transformed that legacy into something delicious. And while we are on the subject of flavors, Vietnam remains one of the world's largest rice exporters. The fields of the Mekong Delta yield 2, sometimes 3 harvests a year. These fertile lands have shaped the destiny of the region for centuries. Vietnam is a country that has been burned, rebuilt, and risen again. And it is still rising. It carries the weight of its past without being crushed by it, and moves toward the future without forgetting where it came from. Whether you look at its economy, its people, its food, or its streets, every corner of this country has a story worth hearing. Vietnam is not just a destination on a map. It is proof that even the deepest wounds can heal, and that transformation, when a people truly will it, is always possible. Goodbye.